Welcome to Mini Sound Story Time. Today's story is Snow White, ready to listen.
Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a kind and beautiful girl named Snow White. She had skin as white as snow, lips as red as a rose, and hair as black as night. Everyone who met her loved her gentle heart. She lived in a big castle with her stepmother, the queen. The queen was proud and cared only about being the most beautiful woman in the land. Every day she stood in front of her magic mirror and asked, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror always answered, "You are my queen." But one day, the mirror said something different. "Snow White is the fairest of them all." The queen was shocked. "Snow White? That little girl?" She cried. Jealous and angry, she wanted Snow White gone. So she told the huntsman to take Snow White into the forest and never bring her back. But the huntsman was kind. He let Snow White go and said, "Run, hide in the woods, and stay far from the queen." Snow White was scared, but she ran as fast as she could. Birds fluttered above her, and branches brushed her dress. Finally, deep in the forest, she found a tiny cottage with a red door and 7 little beds. She knocked, but no one answered. Inside, the house was tidy and cute, with small chairs, tiny plates, and cozy blankets. Snow White was so tired that she lay down on the smallest bed and fell fast asleep. That night, the owners of the house came home. They were 7 dwarfs who worked in the mountains. They were surprised to find someone sleeping in their house. "Who is she?" they whispered. But when Snow White woke up and told them her story, the dwarfs felt sorry for her. "You can stay here," they said, "as long as you help with cooking and cleaning." Snow White smiled. "Thank you. I'll do my best." She was happy in the little house. Each morning, the dwarfs went off to work, and each evening, they returned to find the cottage warm and cheerful. But the queen found out Snow White was still alive. She was furious. She asked her mirror again, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" And again, the mirror said, "Snow White." The queen came up with a wicked plan. She disguised herself as an old woman and made a shiny red apple. It looked delicious, but it was poisoned. The queen walked to the cottage and knocked on the door. "Hello, dear," she said sweetly. "Would you like a lovely apple?" Snow White hesitated, but the apple looked so good. She took one bite and fell to the ground. The queen laughed and ran away, thinking she had won. When the dwarfs came home, they were heartbroken. Snow White didn't move. She didn't wake up. "She's gone," they whispered, crying. "But she still looks so beautiful. They couldn't bury her." They made a bed of glass and placed her gently inside. Time passed. One day a prince rode through the forest and saw Snow White. "She is so lovely," he said. "May I say goodbye?" He gently kissed her hand, and suddenly Snow White's eyes opened. She blinked and sat up. The poison was gone. She was alive. The dwarfs danced with joy. The prince was amazed. Snow White smiled and said, "Thank you, all of you." The prince asked her to come with him to his castle. Snow White said yes. She waved goodbye to her 7 little friends and rode off with the prince. They had a joyful wedding, and the queen was never seen again, and from that day on, Snow White lived happily ever after.